What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. You guys loved my last video about NFTs and you had a lot of questions. So what I've done in this video is I'm going to be talking about some of the upcoming NFTs that I think have quite a bit of potential that I've been looking at. So you guys been asking me like, what are the best ones to invest in and all sorts of questions. So we're going to do one more video before we get back to normal scheduling on NFTs to help you out. So let's get into this video of the best NFTs. But before we do that, if you potentially want to win access to every single one of my courses, what you've got to do is smash that like button, find the emoji in this video, and then comment down below course plus the emoji symbol, and you potentially win access to every single one of my courses. We announce the winner in the next video. Now quickly before we get into this video, guys, you need to remember that NFTs are only worth what someone is willing to pay, and there is always a risk in doing stuff like this. Okay, I'm not guaranteeing you're going to make any money, but there is some pretty good money to potentially make in NFTs if you get it right. Now I personally buy NFTs because I like the art and I do flip some of them, but it really just depends on what you're trying to do. But just remember, there's always a risk in this type of stuff. So let's jump into the best NFTs that I think have some pretty good potential coming up in 2021. All right, guys, so I've decided to put one of my favorite ones up first, mainly because you can actually mint this right now. So if I go to here and I go to mint, I can actually mint this right now and I can get this specific NFT. So this particular project I like because it's a really tight-knit community and they are bringing these like farmer characters, right? So you can go to this website and you can read about this. This is called the Farmers Meccaverse. And essentially what the NFTs are is they're these little guys down here and they have different traits and stuff like that, and different rarities. But essentially what they're creating is this kind of like farmers market eco space, and it's really cool. You can go and read about it on the website and stuff like that. And they also have a Twitter page that's quite active, a good amount of followers, not a huge amount of followers. But the thing is, you want to get into these like, it is hard to pick a good NFT, but if you can find a community that's really a good tight community and they're really dedicated to that NFT, then it can blow up. Now, this one's quite good because it's 5 NFTs about green thumbs, chefs, 9-to-5ers, home cooks, farmers, and free spirit meeting up at the Farmers Marketverse. Now, the good thing about this one is if I go into the Discord, this is probably one of the best communities I've ever seen. So they do things like they share recipes. I've seen farmers share their farms and images of their farms. They have a really good general community. Now, it's a very small community compared to a lot of other NFTs, but there's a advantage to that, right? You can go and mint these right now without other people taking them and the gas prices being high. You can mint these right now for cheap, considering the fees are quite low. So considering that, it's quite a good project. And this really is one of the best communities that I've seen. And this is something that you really need to pay attention to when you're picking an NFT. But this is a very good community that's been growing organically, slowly, but organically. So this is the Farmers Marketverse. You can go and check it out. I will probably leave links to all this stuff in the description. Now, the next one, I don't think these guys have a website yet, or I haven't actually found one, but this is called the Meccaverse. Now, there's a few reasons why I like this one. Number one is I really like the art. You actually have to like the content that they're going to be releasing. You know, don't just jump into things because of hype and all that sort of stuff. Make sure you actually like what they're releasing. So I like what they're releasing, but more importantly, I've actually noticed a lot of influencers have been talking about this one before they even launch. So when it comes to like influencers and influencers pumping it up, you want to find NFTs where influencers are talking about it before it's been launched, not after. Because if you like FOMO into something after it's been launched, it's going to get, and influencers are talking about it and stuff, it's going to get pumped up and then it's going to drop and you could potentially get left holding the bag. But if you actually jump into these ones where influencers are talking about them before they actually release, then they are going to go up and up and up and maybe drop off. But at least if you get in early, you have a good chance to make some money if that's what you're going to do with NFTs. So this is called Meccaverse. Okay, you can go to the Twitter. It's got all the information about them. It's got all of their artwork and stuff like that. And if we jump into the Discord, This is one thing that's kind of a bit of a worry sometimes. They have 34,000 members. So this means that when this releases, you've got a pretty small chance of actually getting some of these, minting some of these. So you'll probably have to buy them on the secondary market, which is OpenSea, this website here, and you'll probably have to buy them at the floor price and then flip them if that's how you want to make money, or if you just want to buy them to keep, you'll probably have to buy them secondary. Now this next one is a juicy one, and the main reason is because I love the art. It also has a community and stuff like that, but it's these little eggs here. Now this is something that, like, when you're looking for NFTs, there's a lot that are the same, there's other, they're bringing out the same stuff over and over again. These are like something I've never seen before. This artwork is crazy cool, and I'm really excited for this project. If I could just get one of these, I'll be happy. These are really, really cool. And I'm not going to be flipping it. I'm going to be actually holding on to it. I generally would like to own one of these pieces of art. Okay, it's really, really good. So these are called galaxyx. And they don't really have too much on their website, which is kind of I like to see roadmaps and future plans and all that sort of stuff. But for this particular one, I'm only buying it because I like the art. And you've got to remember, if I'm doing that, there's going to be other people out there that are buying it because they like the art as well. So if you could mint these, you could potentially flip them for quite a good price, because there'll be other people out there looking for your specific piece of art that you get. They have a lot of followers, so 10,000 followers. The mint price is 0.08. It's a little bit on the high end usually for a standard mint, but it's very good artwork, and I'm very interested in this particular project. And they do have a very active Discord, about 11,000 members. So this isn't a massive project. It's not a small project. It's kind of in the middle. And these are the ones that I really like, because you have a good chance of minting these specific NFTs when you come to minting, or when you come to the launch day. So you can come into this particular Discord, and all the information is down here that you need. But this is one that I really like, and I'm going to be getting involved in this one. Now, this next one is probably going to be the biggest one that's ever been released, apparently from what's been going on in the chat scene in the Discord. This is called the Sevens, and essentially it's collectibles referencing movies, games, anime, all sorts of stuff. And these are really good looking NFTs. Okay, look at this stuff. Now, what I liked about this one, and this is probably the best thing I like about it, is they have a huge roadmap. They have a really big roadmap. They've got really good things coming in the future. They go all the way down to 2022, which is, if you compare that to this roadmap here, it's a lot better. Okay. Now, I like this project, but this roadmap is really, really good. Now, the thing about this particular one, guys, is if we go to their Twitter, Waka Flocka is all on this one. So there's some celebrities already getting involved, 29,000 followers. They are very active and keeping the community up to date. But more importantly, they have a huge Discord. I don't know where you can see the members, but it's around about 50,000 people in this Discord. This one is going to be huge. If you can mint this, now the chances of you minting this, so this is the community and stuff. This is a huge community. If you can mint this one, you could potentially, and I say potentially, I'm not promising you income here, but you could potentially make some really good money, because this is going to sell out really fast, probably within like minutes. And then people are going to go resell it on the marketplace for a lot more. You could be that one selling it on the marketplace. And if you miss out on the minting, you could essentially buy on the secondary market and resell for a higher price, because there's going to be so much hype around this NFT, at least for a couple of days after it's launched. Okay, there's going to be a lot of hype. So this is called the Sevens, and this is the Twitter. You can go and check them out. This is probably, out of all the big projects that are going on right now, my favorite, okay, out of all of the big projects. And they have a huge Discord. It's very active. Now, there's a bit of a warning with this one. You have to be careful with these big ones, because there's these things called gas wars, Ethereum gas prices. So let me show you an example right here. If I go to mint this particular one here, we have this thing called a gas price, okay? The gas price is essentially the fee that you pay for the transaction. So right now, my gas price is $54. So I would pay $54 on top of the actual, on top of the 0.04 to mint this specific NFT. Now, when you're doing these big ones, like the Sevens here, the gas prices can be $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. They can be really, really, really high. So you need to research gas prices, because if you actually do a transaction and it fails, you will lose that gas transaction fee. You will lose that. So the sevens one is really for people that are a bit more advanced with how to do this. Do not try and mint this if this is your first time doing NFTs. Okay, you want to go practice with like smaller NFTs that, you know, you go mint a couple of these, because you don't have to deal with what we call gas wars. So the next one is one of my favorites as well. This is called the Approving Corgis. Now, these types of NFTs do really well sometimes because it's about a specific animal, a specific pet. And usually there's people that are corgi lovers or doge lovers or ape lovers or whatever, right? And they really get into this type of stuff. So they have a pretty all right roadmap, I suppose. It's not that great compared to others, but I really like the artwork here. This is really, really cool. I really like the artwork on this one. And that's usually how I determine a project, is because I generally just like the artwork. I don't really care if I make money right away. This one I'm not trying to flip right away. Some of them I are, some of them I am, some of them I'm not. But this is called Approving Corgis. And it's a kind of in the mid-range when it comes to the hype. So they have 10,000 followers nearly. They have a very active Instagram. You really want to make sure that the team is active. If they're not active, they're not updating their community, I would probably not bother with that specific NFT. And you really need to have an active team that knows what they're doing. So this is called Approving Corgis. And they also have an active Discord as well that you can jump into. You really just want to go and like, these are actually really cool. I can't wait to get some of these. And because it's a medium type hype one, you probably do have a pretty good chance of minting these ones on the minting day. I don't even know when you can mint these yet. They haven't got a date, so minting soon. But you want to go be in the community, sign up to all the notifications, read all the announcements, like this announcements here, and check to make sure that you are on all the notifications so you know when this is getting released. So this is Approving Corgis. Probably one of my top 3 right now that I'm definitely going to be jumping into when this releases. Now, the next one is called Snook. Now, to sum it up, let's go to their Twitter. Snook is the first multiplayer skill-based game that rewards your talent, skill, and persistence with NFTs. Now, I don't really know much about all the NFT gaming space. I've only really started getting into it, but this one is at the top of my list. Okay, so essentially it's a game, and for playing the game, you're going to get rewarded with NFTs. Okay, now it's kind of, from what I've been reading, it's kind of like a Snake version, like, you know, back in the day, Snake on Nokia. It's kind of like that. And you get rewarded for actually playing the game. You get like these cards, and you get in specific NFTs, and some of them will have rare traits, and you probably sell them obviously on the NFT marketplace. But you can go and check this one out. They also have like 23,000 followers on Twitter. This is probably going to be a pretty big one from what I can tell. And they have a large Discord that you can jump into as well that is quite active. Okay, so that is Snook. Snook or Snook, however you want to pronounce it. I think it's Snook, I think, because Snook, yeah, it should be Snook. But you can go and check this one out as well. The main thing to remember with NFTs, guys, is you want to just be in the community for a day or two and just see what's going on. And if you like the artwork, then, you know, by all means, jump in and grab a few of the NFTs. And if you think the community is good and stuff like that, the way I see it is like there's different types of NFTs, I guess, that I kind of categorize. I categorize ones that I like the artwork and I just want to buy it because I like it and I don't plan to sell it. And then there's other ones where I categorize where I want to buy it and flip it and make some money. So you really got to just decide what you want to do, if you want to do one of those or both. And then you can decide on your game plan when those NFTs get launched in the marketplace. Like, for example, with the farmers market one, I'm probably not going to sell these because I actually generally like this community. I want to get involved for a long time, and I want to keep these for a long time. All right, guys, so that are some of the top NFTs that I think are going to be good in the future. If you want some more free videos online, if you want some more free videos you can watch right now, I'll put them up on the screen right now. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, tap that notification bell, and it's still one of the videos on the right.